is you have to keep a mindset perfect even if you start falling behind, because even though you want to credit your opponents, you can never give them the game. You can't just say, okay, I lost my lane, I'm going to be able to get it go through. I think, and since Dyrus looks up to these guys a lot of times and measures himself against that, even though it probably didn't come across in that video, that is somewhat how he plays.
And we've heard quite a few of these guys give credit to each other from the positions, from learning where they came from. We'll have to see as we get this match underway. Our first best of 3 here on day 2. EU LCS All-Stars versus the North American LCS All-Stars.
Scar got some successful scouting down into that bottom lane brush, making sure Yellow Pete couldn't make it in there. He strutted his way into that brush really quickly to actually give Europe a little bit of a positional advantage level 1.
We'll have to see what they continue to do. They are definitely not leaving a line of scrimmage. They are making this a face and body of scrimmage as they continuously push into that Wraith area. They want this ward down very, very much so.
And I cannot really say I'm going to see a huge amount of action here since the wards have been placed in fairly good approach paths. The only potential would have been a delayed invade by maybe Yellow Pete and Edward, but I feel like that's pretty unlikely.
So it looks like everybody's going to kind of stay safe here. The ping's going towards the bottom lane as recently in that end of the both LCSs, there are a lot of the 140 invades from the Fog of War and the Tri-Bush area. So NALCS playing it safe. They pink ward it immediately, and we may see jungler presence down there.
And a lot of that could have had to do with, since Scar saw Yellow Pete down there at the start of the game, they wanted to make sure they had control of that early. It could also mean that Doublelift and X Special really want to make sure they don't get ganked in that lane by getting some early pink ward control.
See what they do. Alex looking to stay on the side here, make sure that nothing goes too awry for these guys taking their blue buff. And we start the lanes. We do see the AD carry support mid. Doublelift and X Special will set up there, and they do actually send Scar to the bottom.
Well, there's the... Sorry about that. There's the 1v2 Karthus that we've been talking about all this time.
Yep.
Let's see if the aggression from the Edward and Yellow Pete lane can make him pay for that. That is a very scary lane. If Edward lands one cocoon onto Scar, and Scar's not sat on top of his turret, even if he is sat on top of his turret, there's a chance he's just dead right from that.
You know, as Freaks likes to say, these guys are definitely oppressed our team. Absolutely. With Dyrus, Karthus Ultimate, or again, Dyrus Ultimate, Rumble Ultimate, and Karthus Ultimate, these guys are a level 6 and go. St. Vicious bringing up his blue buff here. We'll have to see if we get any engagements from the junglers. It's still very early. Alex taking some pressure in mid.
And looks like NA's trying to shut down Alex. They have done this a lot also in North America, because if you're playing against a Scar or Reginald, a lot of times you do like to try to shut them down in games as well. And we saw Korea do this very well, getting down Alex. Plus, when you're in mid lane, it allows you to apply pressure to the jungler as well. So they're trying to get Alex and Diamond shut down at once. Nice steal there.
And, you know, as we talk back to previous tournaments, it was really Gambit to start the mid to everywhere roam. They didn't have 2 mid, but they did it with the Janna. And now NA really pulling them, giving some of their own medicine right off the bat.
Doublelift and X Special, not necessarily farming better than Yellow Pete and Edward, but that's the trade-off they're willing to have. They're almost sacrificing Scara for trying to shut down Alex. He's thinking that Scar is cheaper reliability late game than a Twisted Fate would be.
That push, actually very aggressive. Scar trying to clear his wave out. No help's going to come from Saint just yet. Junglers still abiding to their jungles. Zach in lane behind Alex Ish, but it does not look like they're going to engage. Everybody's pretty much, like we said, top-notch play all around. There is a bit of a gold lead in favor of EU, though, with that CS.
It looks like the first gank of the game might be by St. Vicious up top. Soaz went a little aggressive there. Saint would have to go right away if he wants to try to catch Soaz, though.
There is no bush, or there's no ward, but it's in the tri-bush, so they are going to be able to get this. He gets the anchor toss down. The crowd control after. Both flashes come in. The harpoon hits. It may be first blood. The hit goes to Saint. The support, the assist to Dyrus.
Blind hooking into that wall and catching Soaz was a risk worthy of taking. That really was what secured them that kill, because then after the flash, they could just follow and continually apply that red buff slow. So a great start for St. Vicious and North America.
You know, Jet, you said Nautilus is one of those guys, if he gets a kill, he can really get going. Rumble. We saw PDD do it one after the other. It's now in Dyrus' hands. We'll see if EU can shut that down.
Especially since Diamond got shut down a little bit by the 2-person lane in the mid. Unless he makes a play fairly soon, they could really be struggling with Dyrus in this lane.
So Dyrus looking to just flame spit down the rest of that lane, get himself back and get some purchases down. Alex Ish doing what he can to keep them off the turret, but not too much pressure. Doublelift trying to get the shots down, but they haven't done too much damage there.
Yeah, the main focus of them in the mid lane was not necessarily to push down the turret, so it seems, but to invade the jungle and just get control of the map. The thing they're going to have to worry about here is if Skara can't hold his bottom lane turret as well as Alex is holding this one, because we could get a turret discrepancy and essentially get rid of the advantage North America gained with that first blood gank.
See what they can continuously do with that pressure in mid. They don't have any wards more to put down, so it looks like with the 2 in their face, they still stay with 1 pink ward to their bottom side.
Looking pretty safe there. I mean, they just saw Zach.
Yeah,
so they
right.
know they're pretty much safe. Diamond has no buffs as well, so a gank is a very low success rate if they try to chase him down. And they also have the added bonus of having a little St. Vicious there, taking away some jungle.
Oh, just on the other side of the wall, if he knew. Only if. And it looks like they are. Once again, going to take up that jungle, and they were giving Alex harassment as well. He wanted to back, but with the waves being pushed so much, he had to stay for the bit of experience there. Finally going back now, the tier in the hands of Jace. Alex picking up that ring for himself. Looks like we will get it started. Saint picking up the mobility boots already.
And look out, Diamond, Saint, next special camping in a brush. This will be slow.
Down, they may be able to take him out. He's waiting for the shot. All the crowd control has been used. He hits up the slow. Oh, he gets nice into a bunny. That's not going to work for you. That's actually a dragon, but you're still not going to get away.
Timely polymorph by X Special there, making sure he could not charge up the elastic slingshot on Zach, but he still did have the flash. That is more shutdown on Diamond, though, so they are definitely seeming to target the middle area of the map, trying to combo Alex and Diamond out early in this game.
If you're not afraid of what's destinying in, it's not really that much of a threat. So right before that level 6, 25 CS to 24 there in mid. It's a super low CS game, except for the 80 carries. They're all half behind them.
Yeah, because we have to consider that in the top lane, Dyrus and Soaz have been battling it out, plus the gank. And Soaz was winning that lane pretty hard before, so that's why it's a bit low. And then Skara in a 1v2 is not going to be able to farm, plus all the pressure North America has been trying to put on the jungle is sucking Alex away back and forth. So with all that happening, Europe is winning the farm game because it's 8.9 to 8.8k, even though they're down first blood.
And, you know, Kobe said it before, what's the best way to stop that snowball is keep warding. Wards to the top of Alex, 2 wards over to the dragon, and still 1 for the top lane. So these guys do not want any more of this pressure to go awry.
And it's interesting that both of the supports have actually went for the health crystal as well instead of going for... I'm foolish. They're going for an early side stone. It builds out of a health crystal. But they're going to be going for that war control real early.
So let's see Diamond getting hit up a little bit more. Does still have his passive from getting out of the last fight. Looks like the blue buff is pressured though. So this is NA trying to really push EU around.
And Saint's going to be hitting his power point. Level 5 through 9 is really when Nautilus sees his absolute peak. He's got a great start here. And with that booster, they're definitely trying to keep Diamond and Alex down.
So this is good. The Alex is getting hurt, but Skara is getting hurt as well. So they're going mirror on that, but who is it going to help more? Skara is still going to be able to get that ultimate off on the backside. Destiny comes in.
It's too hard to tell at this point. It really depends on if Alex can get any control of his lane so he can roam around. If Double Lift Next Special keep up this type of pressure, Alex won't be able to move elsewhere. But we have to keep pointing out that due to the Twisted Fate passive and due to the amazing farming of Europe, they're actually dead even in gold and potentially taking a lead, since I don't think Scar's making it back to this turret.
This turret may go down. We see Yellow Pete putting a few shots on it, but he's not focusing it with every auto attack. He's kind of just backed off here. They may want to, yeah, they are going to get it.
They are definitely making sure to secure this turret, but they wanted the turret to kill as many minions as possible safely without them losing it, because they want to deny Scar as much farm as possible.
So Saint did get that previous blue buff we saw. This one goes to Skara, a level 6 on Karthus, and we're seeing a lot of level 6s around as well. Alex Ish now 7. The buy is coming in as we check out some inventories here 9 minutes into the game. BS swords for the 80 carries. Not too much around. Tiers getting stacked, just normal buys, no core items.
Yeah, and I wonder if the 80 carries are going to be fighting each other real soon, because they obviously both went for pretty high combat ability. Double Lift, I believe, shopped earlier than Yellow Pete here, so he's actually sitting on 800 gold, whereas Yellow Pete's sitting on pretty much nothing. Since North America got almost no damage early on that mid turret, this could end up hurting them, because as far as actual turret pressure, they're very low.
See if they decide to play the Saint again, putting pressure towards the top lane. We have seen the 80 carry support now move mid for Europe. We'll see a little bit of that pressure if they can hold it off.
And I think St. Vicious is trying to get this other kill on Soaz. He's level 6 now. Very difficult for Soaz to escape.
Oh, he dodges one, gets the depth charge on him. That's the crowd control after. They're going to follow up. Now it's Dyrus' kill coming in this time.
And North America does have to get out of there because, okay, Gambit Gaming was thinking of coming up, but they decided to deny. Another timely gank by St. Vicious, walking up at just the right time, using those early kills to get the boots of mobility and trying to take the game over at this point. He's got to go in a lot more places, though, to get this one going, since he hasn't actually shut down the farm, aside from the 2 successful ganks.
And Jat, this is quite reminiscent of North America versus the China LPL squad. Very well played in the beginning, as we see Edward getting caught up here, surrounded by 2 members of the NALCS squad, but it looks like Yellow Pete's able to thwart them off. And as I was saying, NA can't afford to get complacent after this lead.
No, but St. Vicious is definitely stronger than the majority of the European team right now, just based off the power spike Nautilus has at level 7. He's got to make something count here, because in the game against China, when he got off to that amazing start on Volibear, I think he had 4 to 6 kills. They could not hold it through to the end because he was the sole person in a lot of those fights, and he was just getting focused down and killed. But the same problem might happen this time if Scar doesn't get farmed up enough to go in with him, because then all of his farm on Nautilus is going to be for naught. Didn't mean to do that because he just can't make it. He will lose his shield and not do damage.
We'll have to see what they decide to pressure. It's now 11 minutes into the game. There's still Dragon Wards going down, but we haven't really seen the dance. There's just been too much movement and too much chaos caused by the North American LCS team. Europe acting on it, though. Like I said, they're continuously warding. Zach Diamond picking up that Golem Spirit, sticking with Saint, even though killing assist behind.
I really want to see how the St. Vicious game develops, since he's going for what looks like the same item that Diamond has just completed.